Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to GameStar TV 1 and our coverage of the Paladins Summer 17 presented by GameStar, of course. And we're into week 2. This is round number 2 coming through. We just featured Avant Garde schooling Surge.ESC. And, well, it might just be that the tables are turned in this one because it is going to be Avant Garde taking on the number 1 team in Oceania, AbyssESC. It's going to be brought to you by none other than EJ. Take it away,
Yes,
EJ.
Thank you, Crisis. And I'm joined by Myth from Kings helping me on some analysis tonight. Myth, I don't think Abyss are going to have it as easy as they just did against the new boys.
No, after that showing in round 1 from Avant, they seem to be a force to be reckoned with tonight, and it'll be interesting to see how they fare up against Abyss with their new recruits.
And I meant to say Ebba. But anyway, yeah, no, it will be very interesting to see. And I think Abyss are running a slut tonight as well, a sub. So they're down one of their regular players. So we'll see whether that has any impact on the cohesion of their team here tonight. So we're just waiting for the match to get underway. If someone can let the teams know, whoever's running it, Josh or someone, to kick this match off, we'll get into the tune selection for the match. Now, Myth, scrim-wise, have you gone up? How are you guys going? How have Kings been going against the boys from Abyss?
Trialing a few guys lately, but we played on, I think it was Tuesday night, Monday night, something like that, and they were really strong. So they haven't slacked off lately at all.
Select.
No, and I think that motivation of going back over to America and doing better than semi-finals is really, that's going to drive a team.
Yeah, I think they're looking for the win next time they go overseas, so they're really pushing at the moment.
Match point, watch out.
That's it.
All right, so we have Abyss on the blue side. Josh Kent, Joels, the Mexican gardener, Hayes, and Digi George. Oh, sorry, how do you say that? Digi got dog. No?
Digidog.
Digidog. We'll just call him Dog. Lionberg, of course, we've called these guys before. Rice, Kuhn. Oh, I feel like fry rice again now. Soch, and, of course, Corland on the Avant-Garde team. Early picks going in here, Myth, for the boys from... well, both teams really, but take us through the early picks for Abyss.
Well, it seemed to have... What map are we on, EJ? Do we know?
It says Enchanted Forest, but I purposely didn't say that because I said that last time and it ended up Jaguar Fall. So it says Enchanted Forest at the top. We'll wait and see. Crisis might know, or Aggro might know. One of them might be able to whisper it in our ear.
Well, it seems they've prioritized Nando as their first pick, which usually most teams go for Macaw just because it's this... When you pick one tank, it's usually better to have Macaw. It just gives you more options. But
yeah,
they've gone with Nando, and then it looks like Avant have just replied with Macaw, of course. And this has freed up the double tank over on Abyss. So
yeah, and we're seeing, apart from the Canessa, which they didn't run in that last round, very similar with Evie and Cassie for Avant-Garde. So the final selection picks, Myth, that we have for the boys from Abyss, we got Fernando, Ruckus, Charlene, and Droxus, and Mal Dunbar. Someone's going to get Dunbar tonight. Makawa, Evie, Cassie, Canessa, and it looks like Ying is going to get picked up for Corland. So Canessa and Ying, probably the variation for Avant-Garde this round.
Yeah, well, they're sticking with what they just did really well with, so I'm excited to see if they can pull it out again here. But yeah, it'd be nice to know what map we're on because Canessa can be the make or break in many games. So,
all right. If you're in the Discord channel, we did post the mass, so scroll up and you will see which the map order is for us, and that would be super. But we're going to find out because we're actually loading into it, Myth, and let's hope, fingers crossed, no one DCs this game. Frog Isle. Oh no, this was the disastrous map from last week. I thought we were banning this one. Anyway, let's give it a go. Frog Isle. We'll see how we go. While we're waiting for that, couple of shout outs to some of our wonderful people over in Slack. Braby, he wishes he was playing tonight or playing with his Barbies, either way, but he's here listening to us. And I wish we did Calder's little segment. You're going to love Calder's segment, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you tune in next week when Calder does his little segment next week, which we will unveil for you. We weren't able to edit it up in time for this week. Matt C123 is also having a listen tonight, and good to have you in the channel. Now, we have ended up on Frog. It looks like it's loaded, though, Myth, so we don't seem to have the issues that we had last week where it just simply wouldn't load for teams.
Yeah, well, I'm hoping every player's in this time and got the right items. And if we don't have
there may be an issue. Just word in Discord from Josh Kent is that the boys from Abyss were unable to swap their champions around, so we're going to have to redo. So we were assured, so I said, why is Frog Isle in the list? And we were assured by the person who recommended it, and I won't say whose name, that there wasn't going to be a problem with Frog Isle. But yeah, they are restarting it, so make sure that you exit out, boys and girls, and reload into Paladins, because we're going to have to respectate.
All right, we'll take just a 2-second break here, ladies and gentlemen. Be prepared for some of the beautiful tunes from Twitch, and we'll be back right very shortly with match 2.
Oh, I don't know if I'm going to play any tunes.
Oh, you're not going to give
me? Yeah, we're just going to reload in and get things going. The raffle is
raffle's
open.
still going.
The raffle's
Yeah,
open.
go for the
We've
raffle.
got a bunch of people that are entering the raffle, so that's good. Remember, you get to choose your choice of skin. There's Onslaught Fernando, Black Ice Eevee, and Snapdragon Ying on offer. And we've got a good bunch of people that have entered. ! HEYPAL, and make sure you are following GameStar TV1 on Twitch. And I'm about to load in. So
Yep, just getting the game going. Now, don't forget, we have a merchandise store up and running. So AgroTank will do a link to the merchandising store. If you want to pick up a nice GameStar G-Banger or a towel or a hat or whatever, go over there. And Agro, if we don't have the G-Banger back up there yet, we will have soon. The thing will be, where will you put the logo? I'd like to kiss the logo on a G-Banger, so you know where you should put it.
All right, game. So I'm queued and ready to go.
Loaded. All right. Nope, I'm not in.
I'm loading in. Yeah, I'm loading in now. It should be fun for me.
All right, loading in, and well, the teams are in, so they're getting ready to go. Hope you guys can join me. I'm looking at loadouts. And the
Myth is there at the moment, so he's happy to get going. I'm about to just hit the start button, play button. Let's see how we go. Let's hope it loads for me.
All right, I'm in as well.
Weepix for giving us a follow. Now, talking to Weepix, there was a PC Gamer this month have released their magazine. Go do yourselves a favor and pick up a copy. They're talking to some ex-pro players from Australia who were guys we used to cast back in the early days of GameStar, so fantastic to see it. One of them is Scott Bernatsky, otherwise known as Boomser. Now, talking to Soggy Weepix there, one of the things these guys used to do, Crisis, when they would go overseas to represent Australia, take a box of biscuits, and they would trick European players into thinking we ate them raw and do the Weepix challenge and film them. These poor bastards are trying to hoe down a Weepix as fast as they can, clogging their throats up. It was pretty funny stuff.
Oh, good times, good times. Australians causing all sorts of shenanigans for Americans and international relations, right?
My pause is I'm not loading in, so I'm just closing Paladins from the task manager, and I'll try and rejoin.
All right, well, I'll have to take it away because the game is starting. I've given the hard word to the boys in the Discord for reference.
The battle
not
has
to
begun.
start until we're ready. So here we go into it, and we've got, I believe it's AbyssESC on the blue side. So yeah, that's right, on the blue side. We're following Hayes at the moment because it's real easy to spectate a Fernando and talk about what's happening. So we've in fact got our first blood that's gone down, and our second two, and both of them on the team of Avant. So a very, very strong start from AbyssESC from the get-go. Miss, are you there, man?
Yeah, I'm here. So what I've seen is a lot of aggression was put on with Abyss at the start. They've run Hades up the front to run interference, and it seemed to work quite well for them. They've taken the first point. And with the buys coming out from Avant, I just don't see the pressure against the shields on Abyss. So I don't know how they're going to stop them from pushing up this first round. They'll have to hold out, I guess.
Well, the payloads are rolling out at the moment, and things are looking very, very tough for the boys on Avant Garde. So we're going to follow and see if he can get himself a quick hook. But he's taking damage more than anything else. And there are those shields. 2 shields up at the moment. One by Fernando and one from the Ruckus. And like you said, they're having a hard time getting through it.
Yeah, well, it looks like the alternative is they've looked for the back line here. They picked up one at the back and pushed them back now. But yeah, so maybe the focus isn't on the tanks and they're looking to pick up the squishy supports.
All right, following Androx right now from Avant. Hang on, Mexican Garde. He's playing for AbyssESC, isn't he?
Mexicans standing in from Kings for Abyss tonight.
Oh, there you go. All right. Well, that confused me just a little. So we're following Androxus right now. He's camping behind the Fernando. This is not so much a flank by the flanker as on the whole of his team. As the payload rolls around the final corner and starts heading now towards that final point. I will not die. And EJ, please tell me you're into the game.
I am.
Page up to fast forward.
Oh, thank you. All right, I will catch up soon.
Well, we stalled at the last little face mask guy. And this is a good little bit of comeback coming through from Avant. They pushed Abyss all the way back to that first point. 30 seconds to go, and Abyss are obviously just regrouping right now, Myth, before they go in for their final attack.
Yeah, it looks like they're holding off quite well at the moment. They're grouping up a lot, so they're protecting each other. One goes in, one goes out. It seems to be working for them. They might get one last chance to touch the point here.
10, 9, 8.
And they've made it onto it.
The last 10 seconds, let's get our fish onto the ruckus as he absolutely starts to clean up. They're all on the payload right now, and likewise, the boys from Avant-Garde are dropping, and that is a team kill right now. And the payload rolling as easy as you please down onto that final point. Such patience and discipline being shown by Avant-Garde. But the boys, from Abyss, but the boys from Avant-Garde have managed to get their way out there. Ruckus pops his ult, gets the cleanup, and the push is successful 2-0 to the boys from AbyssESC.
Yeah, that just shows discipline from Abyss there. They knew they had the time to make it back to the point, so they took their time, they grouped up, they got into position, and then they just executed very well at the end there. They've traded ults, so this point capture will be pretty even. They've got ults on both Mexican and Joel's, and then ults on the Eevee and the Cassie. So they'll be able to see and set up this round with Avant. Maybe that will help them. Yeah.
EJ,
Alrighty,
are you with us and caught up?
I am. I'm at 5:15, 5:16, 5:17, so I hope that's roughly around the time that
you're 10 seconds behind. Fast forward a bit more.
Oh. Well, I'm pressing page up and it's not fast forwarding.
I think you're ahead of us, actually.
Back to you, Crisis. Oh, I'm actually caught up. All right, so it's a 63% to capture in favour of AbyssESC here, 7%, which is a good start by Avant. They've got 7%. They're up to 11, so they're starting to retake this one, which is quite good. Up to 19%. Hads is on the point, though, with this Fernando, causing enormous damage and slowing this point capture down. Lionberg just passes by, doesn't manage to pick up a kill. Kunt goes down, so does Lionberg. Mexican Gardener, the super slut, picks up a double there. And a capture of the cart and rolling this run through. So 3-0 in favour of Abyss here at the moment. But I think the difference before the previous matches, we do have some kills happening by the boys from Avant-Garde Myth.
Yeah, well, it seems a lot more even than the last game, I can say for sure. But yeah, it just seems a bit like Abyss has the expertise still here and showing why they're still #1 in the region.
The good thing is, though, doing it like we are with round robin matches, there's lots of recordings. People get to see these matches, study the scrims and so forth, and break it down. Hads is really pushed forward here to control this. Mal Dumba's trying to get the, that's Josh Kent, the paralysis out, or the stun, but it doesn't quite work. Die Dog is bringing the digital. Sorry. I can hear that bastard's name all night. Well, these guys probably won't be on stream again, so I won't get his name on too many times. But he's riding the card in there and doing a great job of it. Josh Kent just helping out. Had's backing down. They're all just card hawks. Oh, Soch says not today, boys. And gets in there, breaks it up, gets the pull on Maldumba. Josh Kent blinks away, and there is the victory. So round 2 is over, and AbyssESC have taken this one 4-0 over Avant-Garde. Pretty much as expected, I think, Myth.
Yeah, well, I like the draft coming out from Abyss a bit better. The double tank puts a lot of pressure on the early rounds for the enemy team to really make or break. It's just in those early rounds, you can't really stop the momentum once they have a point. So they just have to try and hold on, but they couldn't hold on enough, I feel.
All right, looking at the scores there, our top fragger for the night, riding it out in the ruckus, was the Digidog, picking up 21 kills for only 2 deaths. Gee, that's a pretty solid KD, Myth. You'd be happy with that in most games, 21 and 2. And for the boys from Avant, their lead fragger was, of course, Cassie, which was Core Land. Healing-wise and defense-wise, fairly good from both teams. A lot more shielding naturally done, Myth, by the boys from Abyss.
Yes, for sure. And just looking at the damage numbers, it's fairly even, but that doesn't quite reflect what happened in the game. It just the shielding makes all the difference between really pushing up and getting control of that point.
And Abyss, they get good targeting going as well. If someone's getting shot at, you'll suddenly see 2 or 3 other Abyss players start targeting. They do bring players down very, very quickly. Right, we're going to take a break here, ladies and gentlemen. We should also, Myth, be picking MVPs each match. So we'll put our casting hats back on after this one and pick someone from the previous match. But out of this game, who would you put if you had to pick an MVP out of Abyss versus Avant-Garde?
I'd have to say Dig played extremely well on the ruckus. He was very well positioned for most of the fights. And he got that first capture with his ult. So I feel like I'd give this one to Dig.
All right, I agree with you there. So Dig picks up the MVP here. He'll go into the end of season draw to pick himself up a headset from a Plantronics, courtesy, naturally, of Plantronics. We'll be back very shortly, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget, High Res Studios bringing this competition to you, courtesy of GameStar. We want to thank Zowie, Strive for Protection, and, of course, Plantronics, the official headset sponsor of GameStar. So we'll be back very shortly with round 3 action from the HEYPAL Paladins Summer Series 17 Week 2 action.